Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, attorney.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon, Claire,
Ma'am
Sir
T.
Dada, team.
Good afternoon po sa lahat.
Good
Afternoon,
afternoon.
team.
So, siguro let's start na. Dada, no? Kung may merong mag-join, they will, enter the room.
All
So,
right.
okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Claire from ESA Secretariat. So, I will introduce first Dada before he start the Neohumanism discussion. So, Dada is a dedicated practitioner of yoga who has devotedly worked as a missionary traveling half across the world, a teacher of yoga and Taichi for 32 years, provided spiritual guidance and other practical tools for personal empowerment and healthy lifestyle to people worldwide, utilizing the science of yoga and Taichi. His report too includes talks on vegetarianism and on spirituality, conducted lectures or classes on science of yoga and meditation, Tai Chi, physiology, biopsychology, science of food. Dada, as he is known to his colleague as a student, has traveled almost our whole archipelago and half across the world to fulfill his mission. His mission is to provide guidance to the whole humanity through lifestyle change by promoting healthy living and realization of absolute truth through meditation and vegetarianism for the benefit of all people and the environment. Dada is also a member of ESA and a part of the ESA spiritual sector. Thank you, Dada.
Okay. Ready? I can
Yes,
start. Okay.
sige.
First of all, I want to greet everybody. This ancient spiritual way of greeting. I greet the divinity within you all with all the divine charms of my mind and all the love and cordiality of my heart. In short, namaskar. So,
Namaskar.
topic of Neohumanism is very relevant in this day and age. Why? Because as we all know, the situation in the lives of many people are so pathetic and very sad. And there's so much problem going on, so much negativities is happening around the world. People are getting frustrated, disappointed, and feeling hopeless instead of feeling hopeful. Having so much money in the bank, uh, being a graduate in the university, having a nice job and a family, or having so much property is not the goal of life as many people feel like they should have it, but not everybody is having it. Or if those people who have it, they still feel some emptiness uh, in their lives. Bakit ganon? Why? Why is it happening like that? Because inside of everyone, within everyone, there is a longing, there is a desire to experience, to achieve that happiness that never ends. Everybody wants to be happy uh, in a in an infinite way. He or she wants to be happy for as long as they live, but it is not happening. They're not feeling that happiness or peace of mind. Why? Because their mind didn't expand to the fullest. Someone uh, speaker is not muted. So anyway, Since people want happiness that never ends, eventually those people who have, you can say, material prosperity, material things around them, because they worked so hard, saved a lot of money, earned a lot of money, and are able to buy whatever their money can buy, they can they finally realize, or they come to the point of understanding that the pleasure and happiness that they derive or they get from the material things that they possess is limited. And eventually they get bored. They want to read so many books, but still they're not satisfied with bookish knowledge. Their mind gets bored, or they get frustrated because the spiritual side of their being is not being taken care of. In spite of the fact that they belong to a religious group, or they're practicing their own religion, they're being very religious, the spiritual side is being neglected. So what happens? They are disappointed, and they get frustrated, and they become negative, and their feeling of oneness with other human beings is lost. So some of the people, they practice the sentiment of humanism, or being human. They are concerned about the welfare of other human beings, irrespective of what color of skin they have, what religion they belong to, what country they belong to. They are very concerned about poverty, hunger, and the difficulties of their fellow human beings. Now, that is also important, but the other side of other living beings, aside from humans, the living beings from the plants and animals are not being considered. And this is where Neohumanism comes in, where this is where Neohumanism makes a difference. Why? Because the mind of the human being starts to expand, starts to open, and they start to understand that other living beings have also the right to live, that their love for human beings should be extended, should be given to other living beings, not only for humans, but other living beings like animals and plants. Now, when this sentiment, when this mind, when the heart of the human being opens up and is more developed, when the mind expands more through deep thinking and love for the human being, for the creator of the human, the creator of the planet, of this whole creation, when that mind is able to grasp the existence, the rights of other living beings, then he becomes a neo-humanist. How does that happen? Now, since I am a practitioner of yoga, and meditation is a very important factor in practicing yoga, in meditation, what happens? The human being, instead of looking outward, outside of him or herself, he makes an effort to look within, to go inside of himself or herself, and lets his mind identify with that cosmic mind, with that universal mind, with that mind that has that that mind that has created the whole creation, or that supreme entity, that supreme consciousness, that supreme being, or you can say God. So that person, that individual who is able to learn the process of introverting his or her mind, or being able to concentrate one's mind to that creator of the universe, there is a there's a thing in psychology: as you think, so you will become. As you think, so you will become. So that great entity, or that supreme consciousness, or you can say God, when you identify yourself with that supreme consciousness, you fall in love with that entity, with that supreme consciousness, that God. And those good qualities of God, the love, compassion, forgiveness, and feeling of oneness, that individual who identifies, who makes an effort to come closer to that idea, to that thought, to that pure thought, to that supreme consciousness, or you can say God, that mind of that individual expands. Not only his mind, but one's heart also opens. So instead of his concern for the humans is up to there, only to the human state, to the human sector, or to the human, to the humanity, his love or her love is extended to the other living beings. And that person becomes benevolent. His or her, you can say, attitude or behavior or movement will always be thinking, will always regard that the other living beings below him will be respected. Not only the other living beings, but inanimate objects of the universe. Everything, as stone, wood, or water, or anything that exists around him or her, that they will give proper care and uh, uh, proper care. So regarding the environment, now we have so much pollution going on. There's so much disregard for the environment. And we are having now so much imbalances and abnormality with the atmosphere, with the rain. It's getting hotter, it's getting colder, and so much abnormality. There's so much unnatural situation going on. Why? Because the human being has neglected the environment. They have disrespected the environment. Mother Nature is being disrespected. Why? Because the mind of the materialistic individuals who are now only thinking of making profit and more money, they don't care anymore about what will happen to the animals who are living in the forest, the insects, and forests. They would destroy the forest, and people are throwing so much garbage in the sea. So there's so much pollution going on. So much cars are being built, and so much of the air is being polluted. So what is happening? There's so much vehicles in the road, and so much traffic is going on. The people in the city, they would want to live outside of the city now. There's population in the city, and there's too much uh, destruction and so much wastage of garbage being thrown everywhere, and people are not eating the right type of food. People are dying at a very young age. Why? Because even their lifestyle, what they're eating, they are they're eating mostly junk. We say junk food, fast. They're eating fast food, food that is not healthy for their system. And so when the body is filled up with so much garbage, so much unhealthy food, how can the mind think? The mind cannot think properly. They'll be full of toxins and full of poisons, so much blockages in their system. They cannot think properly. So now, this neo-humanism, the philosophy of neo-humanism, that that system of how to live in a balanced way. Don't neglect your body, don't neglect your mind, neither should you neglect your spiritual side. How should you live in a very holistic and balanced way? We must know what food you should be taking. What is the most healthy food, natural food that you can take, which will help you maintain your physical structure, which will help your brain to function properly, which doesn't have negative vibrations. Everything is vibrations around. If you put negative vibration, or you put into your mouth food that is full of negativities, then your whole system will feel that negative vibration or frequency. Then the mind will be disturbed. So this this intake of food is part of the neo-humanistic uh, philosophy. We must select the food we should be taking, and we should also exercise every day. When one is able to exercise every day, especially uh, doing sports while you're young, or until you're able to, then your body's metabolism, your body's function, it will be in good order. Then you can think properly, your brain can function properly. Now, associating yourself with people who are very positive, who are not dogmatic, who are open-minded, is one way of taking care of your mind. So people who are able to associate themselves with individuals who are broad-minded, who are more positive, then that helps them be able to have a more peaceful life, a more happier life. Then you can smile more. As aside from uh, associating yourself with people who do not follow a healthy lifestyle, then it's very difficult sometimes. Unless you have a strong mind, you have a very strong positive vibration, then you can influence those people who may not be living a healthy life or a natural life. Why they're not living a healthy life? Because they don't know. They never was given a proper guidance of how should you live in the society where you can live a longer life with a natural way of living by eating the right type of food. Now, what was what is very advice a very good advice for people who would like to live a healthy, long life, a very calm and peaceful life, an active life, is to eat more natural food. Take more plant-based food, and from time to time, you do some fasting. We are doing fasting from time to time according to the phases of the moon, new moon, full moon, 11 days after new and full moon. When you can have that habit of fasting from time to time, then you can detox your body and cleanse yourself and strengthen the mind to have that willpower to have a mind that can resist any temptation that can be brought before you that normally ordinary people will not be able to resist. Now, you are cleansing your body, you are associating yourself with positive people. Now, the spiritual side. Now, this, as I've said, meditation is part of a person who would like to expand his or her mind. As the mind meditates on that infinite being, in that on that infinite consciousness, the mind expands, the mind opens, and the frequency of the mind becomes very calm, very clear. Just like um, in the lake, in the lake, in the night, during a full moon night, when the surface of the water in the lake is calm, you can see the clear reflection of that moon from the sky. But when you throw a piece of stone in that on the surface of the lake, there's there there occurs the ripples, there's waves, and now you don't see the clear reflection of the moon in the surface of the water. Now in meditation, when you concentrate, when you focus, and when you breathe slowly, the mind becomes very calm. And the thoughts, the ideas, the 100 thoughts that you may have within your mind can be placed, can be set aside through a particular technique. And that mind can focus on only one thought, one idea, one pure thought idea. And when that mind is able to focus there, then the mind expands, the mind opens. Then your sentiment of just being human expands, and then you have the idea of the feeling of universalism. Neohumanism is connected to the concept of universalism. What does that mean? When your mind will only will now think and feel that everything that exists is part of you and you are part of everything. Your mind is not anymore limited, it expands to the feeling of universality. So then you will think, this planet Earth is not only my home, the other planets in the universe is also mine, my home. I don't belong only to this country, Maharlika or Philippines, but I belong to the whole universe. Now, that is that feeling of universalism is connected to Neohumanism. They are interconnected. When you have that when you come to that sentiment of universalism, then you are considered a neo-humanist. Now, the other limited sentiments which separates the humans from other humans are also set aside. The feeling of being more self-centered is set aside. You are more having that sentiment of helping. You want to help more people. You become more selfless instead of being just selfish and thinking of only of yourself. You're thinking for others because now your mind has expanded. Some people's mind are very narrow, small mind. They have limited ability to relate to other human beings because the mind is small. But when the mind expands through your spiritual practices, through your purification of your body and mind, then that feeling of universalism is achieved. Then your vibration that you have, your positive energy, your positive force, can be felt by other people who are beside you, who come in your contact. They will feel that the difference, no? That your vibration is sentient, it's sattvic, it's subtle, and they will feel more they will feel more secured, more peaceful with you. As a human being, we can feel with our senses. We can see with our eyes, with our ears. We can smell, we can taste, we can touch. These are the things that we use to connect with the outside world. But we also have our intuition, or you can say also the third eye. That third eye, or your intuition, that everybody has, but not developed due to their not being able to practice the disciplines of spirituality. When that develops, when your intuition develops, then the intellect, the limited capacity of the intellect to understand the other knowledges of the world is transcended. When we are more intuitive, then you are using the character, the knowledge which God has given us, and that will help us be able to understand which is permanent and which is not lasting. So in this world, there is a confusion that is going on among the materialistic minded people. They think that it's all money that will save them. It's all the material things that money can buy that will give them security. It's not true. We need money, but we should not be a slave of it. So a neo-humanist, a person who's having the sentiment of universalism, he will not neglect this mundane world, these material things around them, but he will make use of them. He will not be a slave of them, but he will use them. But he will have a clearer understanding that these material things around me is not lasting. It should be taken care of, but I should not be a slave of it. I will use it, but I will not be a slave of it. I know that this is not going to remain there forever, but I should understand, I should realize, I should make an effort to realize what is that lasting realization, what is that lasting goal that I should achieve that will give me real security. And this can be experienced through spiritual practice, through meditation, which is connected to this sentiment of universalism and neo-humanism. So this feeling of universalism, this sentiment of universalism, will respect the beliefs of other religion. There's several religions going that are being practiced by humans. We When you go to that level of being a universalist, we will understand the sentiment of the other religions, and we can uh, love them. We can also understand that they're also moving towards the highest goal in life, and we can coordinate with them. We can work with them, and we should not separate from them. We should just make an effort to understand what is their belief, and where we can unify with their belief that we are all belonging to one family, and we are all coming from one source, and that understanding that we are all one family will give peace, and will have happiness in our life. So this uh, concept of neo-humanism should be understood, and should be um, made to be uh, taught from childhood in the school, how the children should take care of animals, how the children should take care of plants, how the children should respect their mother and their father, their brothers and sisters, and how they should understand that every human being, irrespective of what country the other children belong to, is also their family. That type of education, which is connected to the neo-humanistic sentiment, should be taught from childhood, and let the children learn the concept of concentration of mind, and how to expand the mind, how to develop the mind, so that when they grow up and become more adults, they can portray and vibrate that sentiment of positivity and spirituality, and they can be the true leaders of the society. They will be able to embrace every human being who lives in this planet as their family, and they will respect the animals' sentiment, the animals who are living in the forest, or any animal, and they will respect the environment, and they will respect anything that is existing in this creation. They will utilize it properly, and move higher and higher in the realization of life, and they can become one with this whole creation. This is the sentiment of neo-humanism. This is what is the result of practicing and embracing the sentiment of neo-humanism. So um, this much I can say for this moment, and I would like to thank the organizers of this forum for giving me a chance to talk something about neo-humanism. Actually, uh, all over the world, we have opened up schools where the children are being taught this sentiment of universalism, and how they should be living while on this planet Earth, how they should respect the animals, how they should respect the forest, the plants, and the uh, inanimate objects of the universe, how they will utilize it properly, how they will live in a very respectful way amongst other living beings. And they will, how to take care of the planet Earth. Now the planet Earth is being neglected, and the people who are not having a proper sentiment for other living beings, they are destroying it, unfortunately. But we should not feel hopeless about it. We will be hopeful that the future is bright, and the living beings who are properly educated and properly guided and who will do their spiritual practice, they will make an effort to change this sentiment, this type of wrong thinking by these exploiters of the society who are not properly living in a very benevolent way. So I thank you again for giving me a chance to talk to you all. Claire, are you still there?
Yes, Dada. Thank you so much for sharing the wonderful idea of what is Neohumanism. Thank you so much.
One thing more,
Yes.
if there are people who are really praying a lot, who pray a lot, who meditate a lot, they should find more time to meditate and pray a lot in this day and age, no? Because now so much negativities are surrounding us, and this negativity is disturbing the mind of many people. So when the person prays a lot and they meditate a lot, then they will be able to protect themselves from these negativities, and they can change the vibration that is surrounding us all. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dada.
Thank you very much, Sir Dada, for the inputs. Well, it will help us a lot in becoming a neo-humanist.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Salamat po.
Happy.
So you
Okay,
all.
thank you. Bye bye.
When any one of you are in Manila, you please let us know. We welcome you here, and we invite you to come and visit us when you're in Manila. You have a home this side also in Manila.
Sa akin, wala
Thank you for that.
Punta kayo.
Nasa ano kami lahat? Nasa Visayas.
When you're in Manila, you're welcome. I want to let you know that you're welcome in Manila, in Parañaque, Tucat.
Okay, sige, sige. Sana makapunta kami dun sa wellness center mo.
Sana. Kung gusto ng cosmic mind, kung gusto ni God, you will be brought here. You know, everything starts in the mind. I think, and I will think about it, then it will happen. First we think, then it happens, diba? If you don't think, it will not happen.
Yes.
Ganun lang yan eh.
The mind is very powerful.
Yeah, start with the mind, diba?
Yes. Sige. Thank you so much, Dada, again.
Okay.
Salamat also sa mga nag-join sa webinar natin.
Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.